deal with airplane peanuts.
So you ran into Chris at the after party.
Yeah, bro. So it was pretty wild. So Spade took me over to the who actually is from Arizona. Shout out, I think he's from Scottsdale.
Hey.
So Spade invited me to be his guest or whatever. We went to the Vanity Fair party. And then we went to some other dude, a rich guy's house. This dude was really, really rich. Like, they had a machine in the front. You could just get money out of it. It was just like, it was an ATM.
Okay.
But you could guess any number and it gave you. It was like, this dude was real, real rich. Like, yeah, they had, even his dog had like a little wallet on the side.
Damn. Oh, wow.
So this dude was really, really rich. And we went in and like, Jennifer Lawrence is sitting in the back just hanging out outside, like just in her pajamas. She like lived next door, I guess, and so she came over because she heard some commotion or whatever. So she's out back just hanging out. Like there's like Penelope Cruz, fancy people. I mean, it's like fancy people you see on the magazine, and they're just sitting there, you know, eating. You know, they had some raviolis. What else did they have? They had a salad that looked. It was a little I thought it was a little bit wilted, but people were eating it. Rich people will eat. They'll eat kind of more. They'll say it's like more artistic kind of. But anyway, so we get to finally see Chris Rock, right? And I'm with David Spade, so Spade knows him. So they're just kind of talking, and he was just shocked. He was like, "What the fuck happened?" He's almost. It reminded me of. You ever been at a party and somebody gets hit by somebody, and then the person that hit him leaves? And there was never really like a big fight, or maybe there even was a fight, but the one dude never had any idea there was any beef or anything going on. And then you start talking to that guy and he's like, "Bro, what the fuck happened? Like, what do you think?" You know, that's kind of what it was. He was just like, "What the fuck?"
So did he not know that she had alopecia or whatever disease? That's why she was bald? Did he not know that?
I think he had no clue. I think he had no clue. And who don't have alopecia? Everybody's going bald.
You want to hear something funny? I saw a tweet that said it wasn't even Rock's joke. It was one of the writers.
That's so good.
What do you think he's doing backstage?
So
but after
the writer
like,
just like,
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
The writer probably thought of way worse jokes about infidelity and was like, let's go with something mild.
Dude, she's wearing a green, like a military green outfit.
Bruh.
Yeah.
And is she going to be in G.I. Jane?
No.
no.
They're not making another G.I. Jane?
No. She's not doing this for a role.
What? What do you mean? What do you mean?
No. She's doing it because she has alopecia.
Yes.
She's losing her hair.
Yeah, which is apparently a huge deal. I had no idea.
Every person at the Oscars has fake hair.
Every person in this room is losing their hair.
Yeah. Shouts to Keeps.
Yeah.
But no, for real, like if there's one place where you can wear like wigs and fake hair and all that kind of stuff, it's like every girl there probably has extensions.
Yeah, but she wanted to be proud. She wanted to come out and say, "Yo, this is my hair."
Well, then keep it a buck. Be proud, yo.
You don't go and sit in the front row. You're a star at the Oscars. There's a professional comedian whose job is to roast people. That's what he's doing. And what he did was not even insulting.
It's not about...
It was a mild joke. That was not an insult. It was the most mild joke about her hairstyle.
I fully
in
get
reference
it.
to a movie where a lady shaved her head.
I fully get it. But
like
I'm
the idea
just simply
that there's
saying
any justification whatsoever of him getting up there and smacking him in the face.
But Fancy's not losing his hair the way that Carlos is. He's like the Mexican Larry David. He's like Luis David. He is. And Carlos is, what are you doing? What are you...
Keep Carlos's name out of your fucking mouth.
Dude, it was like a Mexican Larry David joke.
Keep Carlos's name out of your fucking mouth.
Okay, dude.
When I first saw it, I was like, yeah. Because he bumped me twice.
Oh, Chris Rock did.
Chris Rock, Friday and Saturday. I wasn't able to go up. He's a nice guy. I'm just saying. There was a little part of me was like, Dad, don't bump. You know what I mean? And then Eric made a little meme of the slab visit. Don't be bumping people in the OR. You know what I mean? So, which is funny. But when you really think about it, because there was a moment after Will said, "Don't ever fucking talk about me." A couple times he said that. Where Chris, I know that look because I've been there. It's a moment of shock and trauma. It was traumatic. He was assaulted in front of millions and trillions of people. I mean, not millions of people watched but virally. I mean, you're talking about the world saw it. Mm-hmm. The whole world. Russians saw it. Putin saw it. I bet you Putin saw it.
What do you think weighs more?
Oh my.
Chris
no.
Rock or the hair in the shower drain at Jada Smith's house? What do you think, Rex?
He was doing some weird movie thing. It was like he was getting away with it as if he was living in a fictional movie. Like the idea that you think it's smart while wearing a tuxedo to walk onto a stage in front of the world, like literally the world, one of the biggest award shows on earth, if not the biggest, and smack a comedian for the most mild joke, and then sit there quivering, saying,
With
keep my
anger,
wife's name out of your fucking mouth. And everybody's just gonna sit there in the shit that you just took on the table. You just pulled your pants down and took a shit on the dinner table, and they all have to just sit there and look at that. That's what it's like.
The shit full of peanuts and corn and everything.
It stinks. It's just the whole idea behind it is completely irrational. But what I'm saying is like these people live in this fake world of, you know, you're protected by guards, you're driven by limos, you're on the red carpet, you know, like all of it is crazy life. And he's so goddamn famous and so removed from regular discourse and interaction with regular people that he, for whatever reason in his head, acted like he's a character in a movie.
Yeah. There was a guy, a writer there, and I remember him saying, I don't think that it was real. And I'm like, I don't think the acting could be that great.
Yeah.
No way, bro.
And so, then we ended up at the party, and then Rock was there, which I thought was a cool movie. He's at the party. He's not like ducking anything, you know?
Yeah.
I think he thought it was really weird. He didn't look like affected. He didn't have like a little cast on his jaw or nothing.
Imagine me and Kalila are in the audience. We'll never go there, but
We'll never.
yeah, but
Certainly
let's
not
suppose
front
we're
stage.
and Chris goes, look at Kalila with her heart defect or something, right?
Yeah.
And people are laughing, right?
There's something worse about my the way I look, not so much my
Look at
heart.
Bobby Lee is dating Stanley Tucci.
Oh God.
Stanley Tucci's here, right? And I kind of laugh, right? And I look over and you're upset, right? I would look.
What
back-
if he said this?
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
worse.
Okay, go ahead. I'm in the audience.
Yeah. She looks so much like Stanley Tucci. He hasn't fucked her in 2 years.
No, you have to look upset. Then I look back up here, and I look at you, and I'll go, we're on TV, smile, bitch. We're on TV, bitch. There's billions of people, bitch. We're millionaires, bitch. You mean you can take that?
It's true.
Now, question, guys. Jada Pinkett Smith's hair condition. You think that's actually alopecia, or it's all like the R&B singers just rubbing her head?
Oh my gosh. Stop.
What?
This guy's crazy.
They said that her head is like the new log from the Apollo.
Gross.
Like, what, you thought I was gonna give all the roast jokes in the intro? Come on, so we gotta have a couple leftovers for the conversation.
Oh my God.
You wrote that, you can have a career.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Here's what happened right afterwards. He won the Academy Award, then goes up and does a speech. The whole thing was so bizarre, and it made me think, like, how many other human beings could be in a similar situation and pull that off?
Not
like,
many.
Like, if a man walked on stage and smacked a woman,
That would not fly.
would not fly.
Not fly.
If a woman walked on stage and smacked another woman, I don't even think it would fly.
I would love to see if The Rock said something instead of Chris Rock. Then is it keep my wife's name out of your mouth?
I'm gonna give you one. What if it was Jimmy Kimmel? What if it was a white dude? What if it was Ricky Gervais? Will Smith ain't hitting him, yo.
Yeah,
That's
probably
interesting.
right.
Will Smith, what do you think, Al? I don't think he's hitting him.
I don't know. I think Will was fed up. I think
This is the thing. I think Will.
It could have been anybody.
I think Will was fed up, and then he took it out on somebody he knew he could get away with taking it out on,
Exactly. Yeah.
which is why
That's
it's
a
so
good point.
pussy to me.
He's known him for like 25 years. He's like, but he's also
And
made
I wanna
jokes.
I want to make a point about that. He did make jokes in the past. I want to make another point. Nobody in that room was rooting for Chris Rock.
What do you mean?
Keep this in mind. All the people in that crowd have been made fun of by Chris Rock for the last decade. These are people who live in their own little Hollywood bubbles. Nobody ever gives them pushback. Nobody ever teases them. Nobody ever says nothing to these people. They don't have a sense of humor. You go see these shows, and they're like groaning about all these jokes and then applauding when the joke is virtuous, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They see they have to go to these events because they want the public applause.
Yeah.
They want the public validation, but they know that they're going to get caught in the crosshairs from a Chris Rock joke, and it drives them crazy. And they were happy. Did you see the way Samuel Jackson dapped up Will Smith
what a
afterwards.
fucking
Did you see the way
loser,
that Denzel and Bradley Cooper?
Hey, watch it. Watch out.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Hey, Denzel a loser, dog.
No. Chill. I gotta give credit. I gotta give credit.
About to come over there and smack you right now. Fuck out of here,
Keep his name out your mouth.
Hey, I will.
At a certain point, it looks like he thinks that it's gonna be. He's joking.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure at a certain point, I bet it was very close quarters when the energy probably changed in his mind. He's like, oh, this is not a joke. What do I do? Do you think Rock did the best thing that he could have done?
Yes.
Yo, he literally, his new tour is called Ego Death.
Antonio Brown.
Getting slapped at the Oscars and not doing nothing? You can't have an ego about that, bro. And he can't even come back and make jokes about Will.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can. There's two types of black people. There's black people, and then there's Will Smith. Every time black people want to have a good time, Will Smith come and fuck it up.
That's good.
Keep going.
That's good. That's good.
Yo, Will Smith always wants some credit for some shit you're supposed to do. I protect my family. You supposed to, you dumb motherfucker. Beef my 4/5 mine. I hate Will Smith. The media. You think when I'm at the Oscars, I'm looking at the audience for the media? No, I'm looking for Will Smith.
It was a rare instance where someone is so enormously famous and successful like Will Smith that they literally still allowed him to not just win the Academy Award, but also go up and accept it and give a speech after he assaulted a small comedian.
Yeah, they should have ejected him. They should have ejected him from the show.
100%. 100%. I agree with that. You can't just go smack a man in the face in front of the world and then go about business as usual. First of all, it sets a terrible precedent.
Yes.
In so many different ways. It sets a terrible precedent for comedy clubs.
Yes.
Like, are people going to decide that they're going to go on stage and smack the comedian
I
now?
hope they try to smack Brendan or you.
Well,
I just want to see one Joe Rogan turning sidekick. Yeah, Chuggy.
I don't necessarily think people are going to change their behavior, but dumb people might. But also, it's just like, what are we saying as a society when the people that we look up to, for whatever reason, for good or for bad, we look up to actors.
Yes.
And the Academy Awards is supposed to be them in their most regal outfits, their best behavior, and to drop down to violence for something so innocuous as a G.I. Jane joke.
What rematch would you rather see? Masvidal versus Colby or Rock versus Smith?
Rock versus Smith, probably, just because I don't know how that plays out. But Colby versus Jorge, I think that plays out pretty similar to how it played out the first time.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, how much bigger is Will than Chris?
I think at least 50 pounds. I know that. Oof. How tall is Chris? You mind checking that out?
How tall is Chris Rock? 5'10".
Wow.
I wonder if either can scrap.
Will Smith is 6'1.5".
Did you measure him at the Oscars?
I looked it up.
You did?
And then I got bored of looking it up because I was trying to figure out the weights or whatever, and I just went to sleep.
And here's what comedians had to say on Twitter. Tim Dillon said, "Okay, but also this must be said, that was all great television. From the slap to the speech. Before that, the Oscars was incredibly boring and tame. We found the formula. A rocky marriage, a violent attack, a redemption arc. What a show." Andrew Santino said, "It's a comedian's responsibility to always know their audience, and that includes everyone's medical history, likes, and dislikes." Mark Norman tweeted about 600 times since this happened, but two of my favorites were, "Thank God Chris Rock didn't take a shot at Alec Baldwin," and also, "I bet Chris Rock is having a real jerk store moment right now."
The ocean called? They're running out of shrimp?
Yeah. But then I said to him, "Oh, yeah? Well, the jerk store called, and they're running out of you."
Really? That's great. You said that to him?
Well, actually, I thought it up on the way over here.
Oh, that's not quite the same.
No, it's not. You don't know this guy. It would have been so sweet.
Tom Segura, I thought, was a little soft on Will Smith. All he had to say was, "Fuck Will Smith's candy ass smacking a dude 4 inches shorter and 50 pounds lighter. He's just in his feelings because his bald-headed bitch been fucking around on him for years and he takes it. We all know who he wishes he could have slapped. Hashtag cuck Will." He also tweeted these 4 pictures of her bald ass head and said, "This bitch been bald, jokes about it or her are fine. It was tame AF, you are super sensitive about it, buy a fucking wig." And finally, Sam Morril said Will Smith just won an award for being the best actor, but he couldn't act like a human being during a joke. And he also said this was the biggest hit Will Smith has been involved in since the 90s. So, all around crazy thing that happened. Here's every comedian's take on it. I'm sure no one will care about this in a few weeks, but it was fun while it lasted. Make sure you subscribe to Joke World, follow us on Instagram. Thanks for watching, and more videos coming soon.